And we're back. Another installment, Sunday Money. I wish that we could chop up the beef, the hottest beef right now in NASCAR between me and my co-host, Daryl Mott. We'll get to the other beef in a second, but right now, me and Daryl are beefing.
Yeah, we are.
Why is that?
First of all, hello, Alexa. Hello, Lauren, my loyal friend. Somebody asked who Alexa was the other day. We should start there. Alexa did a great job this weekend, and you can thank her if you listen to the NASCAR race. You were producing this weekend, Alexa. People don't exactly know what you do because we don't get you to like spout off enough on here. You produce this show, and you produce some NASCAR stuff too. What did you do this weekend? You were also the head producer, right?
Well, I just did pre-race, and then
Good deal.
yeah, I did pre-race, but I am starting to travel and do the races on my own soon, within the next month.
So you're actually producing the live circus
Yep.
for radio.
Yes.
That's
Out of
wild.
that or this, which is harder to wrangle, those talent or these talent?
Well, there's less of you guys here. I mean, when I'm on the MRN truck, there's like 8 or 9 of them that I have to bring in. So.
And those guys are as much of a prima donna as you are, Daryl, too.
How many dad jokes do you have to listen to before the broadcast, Alexa? Is there a lot of corny dad jokes going on before it
They do a
starts?
lot of dad jokes in the break. Like if you're at the track and you listen to the MRN feed, because you can hear what they're talking about when we go to commercial, they do a lot of dad jokes in the breaks.
Yeah, that was my
and
favorite
they're not
part.
good dad jokes.
No, they let me be a guest announcer at Dover last year for the Xfinity race, and the stuff they were talking about and ribbing on each other during the commercial breaks was hilarious. I wish that could have been. I wish that could have been the broadcast, because there'd have been way more people tuning in to hear what. Who is it? It was Dave Postman. Who's the guy in the backstretch usually with a weird last name? No.
The weird accent.
No, not an accent. Weird last name. He lives like in Wisconsin or something.
Kurt Becker?
Kurt Becker?
Nope.
Weird last name.
There's Steve Post. There's Dave Moody. Dave Moody from Vermont. There is
What's
and
one?
Steve Post always sounds like he's got something in his throat, like he just ate like applesauce or something.
It's something with an S. The guy's last name starts with an S.
Just Dylan Welsh.
No, he does a good.
I don't know.
Older guy. He's not doing the races right now because they're all NC crew. But now once they start opening it up, he's coming back.
Huh. You'll have
Drawing a
to
blank.
Follow
I
that.
know.
What? Do you not know who you're producing, Alexa, or what?
Apparently not. I'm drawing a blank here.
On the backstretch? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who is back there?
I'm trying to think who has a weird last name.
Might not be from Wisconsin, but anyways, me and Daryl are
Oh,
beefing.
Jeff Striegel?
Yes.
Oh,
Jeff Striegel.
okay.
Jeff Striegel.
Yes, Jeff Striegel.
Backstretch. Okay.
Well, he's our booth announcer, but during Xfinity, he does some of the turns.
There we go. I'm glad we figured that out. I don't know
That's where
what
I was like, he's not normally, but for Xfinity, yeah, he normally is.
I'm glad we hashed that out.
You guys, Sunday Money is the real thing.
Speaking of hashing it out,
I don't like
we
you.
hashed.
I don't like you anymore, Corey. I decided today I don't like you anymore. I'm happy to stay until you find somebody better. This is the part where I say I'm leaving again. I'm breaking up with Corey LaJoie.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That is-
And you'll miss me when I'm gone.
Daryl's mad because he was sticking up for me, and then James Allen Dennis Hamlin threw some mean DMs at him.
Hamlin.
So then I didn't come in and stick up for him, which
Go ahead.
in
I
a
would love
roundabout,
to hear this next part. Hold on. Let me get closer so I can hear your excuse.
there's no excuse. But I will talk about it here in the show because that's what I'm going to do. That's what we have been doing.
Again,
So
Lauren, not only did he not defend me, he shook Denny Hamlin's hand at the racetrack not even 12 hours after Denny sent those DM missiles attacking my family and my career and my livelihood, and he hurt my feelings while I was on my one-day vacation.
I know.
I'm supposed to be enjoying time with my girlfriend at the little farm we rented, but no. I'm on Twitter defending my friend Corey LaJoie, and what does this guy do? He goes and shakes his hand the next day. I'm over it.
That's not the context. You got to say the context.
But
first,
we're going too far down the rabbit hole, and we forgot something very important at the beginning.
Tell him, Lauren.
Is
Please, one of us is professional.
Our loyal sponsors, who is it?
Hercules Tires, Lauren, and
Yes. Yes. And
No, Lauren.
Hercules Tires, we were misinformed last week. We didn't think they were giving away any tires. But they want you to know that Hercules Tires is honoring our heroes. The best way that they know how, and that's by giving away a free set of tires. That is so nice. The Hercules Hero Sweepstakes will run June 8th to June 26th. Entrants can nominate their community hero, someone that makes a difference in their life or community, by visiting www.herculestire.com/Hercules Heroes.
Wow.
I'm not making a huge impact in my community, but I feel like I impact a lot of people around me. And so it would be great if you guys could nominate me, because I need a new set of tires on my car. And I'm broke. So
tell Andrew to sell some forklifts and buy a set of tires for Mom's Volvo.
Yeah, Andrew needs to work more hours, I think. Or hopefully I'll just win a set and then we don't have to worry about it.
But honestly, like, you can't win a cruise right now. You can't win a vacation right now. Like, tires is the perfect giveaway. People need tires, and no matter how much you have in your little nest egg, if you're Corey LaJoie sitting high on the horse over there with all your big-time racing money, still writing that check for 4 tires, it's like, hurts. Oh, that's a sting, you know? And so giving away a set of tires, especially to our heroes and stuff, that's a really cool thing. So I'm behind Hercules Tires. I think that's a great giveaway, and we're going to make somebody's day and, you know, maybe have a little sunshine in this gray time we're living in at the moment. I like it.
Very gray. It is a very great time.
I just sent you a text message, Corey, in case you.
I know. Why do you feel the need to send me a text message that says you're the worst? They don't even know how to spell your.
You are.
I'm just kidding. You spelled it right.
My point is, Corey, you need to insulate yourself from the naysayers, be it Archie or Pepper or your wife or anybody else that calm you down before that race. If there was ever a time to man up and break check that prissy Lake Norman, big-headed, bad haircut, fake Michael Jordan friend driver, it would have been this last weekend. But instead, you broke bread not 12 hours after he was an asshole to me and you and Lauren and Alexa.
Daryl, what did he do to you?
Hang on.
I want to talk about it. Corey knows, and Corey didn't stand up for his friend, and I had friends like that in grade school and in middle school and high school, and when my nose got punched and my friend Ryan ran the other way, that's Corey LaJoie.
Maybe you deserve to get your nose punched. You ever think about that?
Maybe I did. Maybe I did.
You didn't punch back?
No.
Oh.
I didn't.
Daryl's a lover, not a fighter.
No one taught me how to punch. No one taught me anything. I didn't even have a baseball mitt.
That explains a lot. So, Daryl, you can't call my owner, the guy who pays my salary and gives me a car driving every Sunday, a naysayer, because at the end of the day, he is the only one who has any say, really, because he can be like, no, I'll find somebody else to drive this thing. So don't say anything about him. So I feel like we almost need a timeline of events, because by the comments of Denny after the race, it obviously shows that he has no clue premise of why we were arguing or why we were beefing, because he seems to think that he was the one victimized here. And judging by our conversation at the racetrack, that's about how he felt. So let's rewind this back, Daryl. And you can
quick summary.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because Corey has to go to his big time podcast here in 25 minutes.
It's not even a podcast. Sirius XM Radio, Channel 90.
Sunday Money Part 2.
He's plugging this here. He doesn't even give us a plug.
Lauren, did you see it? Did you see him on TV during the rain delay?
No.
Guess what he didn't do?
Plug our podcast.
Of course I didn't. I literally get on TV once every 3 months. I only have a finite window of what I can talk about and what I can't.
Bro, you need management. You're a struggle.
I got plenty management. So
talked all about Denny Hamlin on TV, his best buddy. I think they planned this whole thing.
Are you shitting me?
Fake news.
Daryl. Timeline. He posts on subtweets on my stuff. We've been hearing about how much your cars suck. Now's your time to prove it on iRacing. I finished second at Talladega. I don't like iRacing, but I jump on and do it just strictly because he called me out. Finished second, and I respond to that tweet, pull it back up with the little eyes emoji. He says, well, Talladega is not really a real thing. Do a race where it really matters. Go to Dover, qualify fifth, mess everybody's DraftKings lineup because I wanted to show him that I'm capable of qualifying good. Started in the back because of the invert, wrecked. Go to New Hampshire, North Wilkesboro. It's going to shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's going to finish in the top three there. My brake pedal broke. So that's the end of the iRacing saga. No more Dennis Hamlin anywhere to be found. Race at Atlanta. Drive around, finish 27th all day. I post my Whoop heart rate data, and it's fairly high, 155 average heart rate, 170. And he subtweets on it. This is why we couldn't count on you in the fourth quarter, talking about his basketball league with his heart rate, which was super not consistent. So it doesn't tell me he had a good reading, but it was lower than mine. So he's making a jab at my competitive nature as well as my fitness level. So then I said, hey, can we trade cars? He assumed that I'm shitting on his driving abilities every time I respond to him because that's how insecure he is about everything. He goes back and forth, says I'm a shitty driver, more or less, right? And it dies. We go to Martinsville, which is a driver's racetrack. The 32 car finishes 6 positions in front of the 11. Now the floodgates open, right? Because all of a sudden, 3 days ago, Denny was talking about how the driver makes a difference, not the car. We go to a track where the drivers make the difference, and I finish in front of him when his teammate wins the race. So, and then meanwhile, he was talking about he wanted to blow up so he could just leave and go home because there's a little bit of grit you have to make your shit better throughout the course of the race if it's not driving good. So we don't even go back and forth. I did some passive aggressive stuff, right? Hermit the crab or whatever it is, Kermit the frog, drinking the tea, and the fans are just piling it on, right? Denny, you suck, this, that, and the other, which I never said any of this, not once.
No.
Turn around, and I acknowledge, hey, I only have 3 days to live this up because we're going to go to Homestead and I'm going to get my dick kicked in. I already knew it. Called it Wednesday night. But I only had a short period. I had to get it all in, right? Turn around Thursday. We have another podcast. Couldn't let this moment die. I'm going.
That was Friday, Corey.
No, was it Friday we did the podcast?
Yep, we covered
the podcast.
Yeah, it was on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The only personal thing I've said to him in this whole ordeal was the one thing about, yeah, he's probably going to win a Homestead because there's no pressure on the line, and probably a dickhead thing to say, but look what happened. He ended up winning, which from my point of view, that was the only personal thing I said. Probably got a little wrapped up in fans, energy, whatever. He texted me on Friday night, congrats on getting your car crashed. Talking about he's going to wreck me on Sunday. Then he proceeds. So I
threat. That's a threat.
It's a premeditated threat, right? So I just hit the little like button on it like this. I had a little thumbs up on it. So then he proceeded, this was like 11:30 at night, proceeded to text my car owner, Mason, the general manager, as well as my crew chief, and says, hey, congrats on getting your stuff crashed. Your driver's got to learn a hard lesson. Which
maybe he did that. He tweeted he texted all of those people.
Oh, yeah. He was like full psycho mode.
Yeah, he needs to get back on his medicine, I think.
So my owner's like, hey, that's not how this is going to work, because this is a $300,000 race car for something that was just a Twitter beef that he started. So what do we like? Sends it stuff to O'Donnell, and O'Donnell's like, okay, well, like if you're going to wreck the guy, don't just premeditate it, because we already suspended Matt Kenseth for 2 races for wrecking Joey Logano on purpose. Now something's actually premeditated, so we're going to have to hit it even harder, right? So do what you got to do. So now this thing has just went from a little Twitter beef to an actual – he's like threatening me, right? He's threatening me. So now like my owner will be mad at me
if he crashes me because it's just money out of his pocket. So now the series –
So Jay Fade –
Say that again. Your owner will be mad at you of what?
If he wrecks me, because at the end of the day, I'm the one driving it, and it's his money that's getting burned up because my stuff.
Why would he be mad at you if somebody else wrecks you? Explain that.
It doesn't matter if whether I wreck it, Jesus Christ comes down from heaven and backs me in the fence. It's still money out of his pocket, right? Like that's how he looks at it. It doesn't.
And maybe your team owner should get in the business of bumper cars where everybody leaves with no scratches. You work in NASCAR. Every promo that's on TV right now is cars flipping through the air and fire and sparks shooting. What is this sport we work in now where everybody has to have clean race cars until the last 2 laps? I quit.
That's not how it works. Then quit then. But you don't know how it works. So Jay Fabian, series director, texts us a pin location. Hey, meet me here.
2:00 Sunday morning.
Or Sunday. Yeah. So
You're turning into a transformer, Corey. We don't know what's happening, but your audio just gets weird. So when we all go, that's what we're doing.
I'm still mad about the fact he can't.
Okay.
He gets in trouble if somebody hits him.
Okay.
So
meet me here Sunday morning.
2:00. I'm there 10 minutes early. He gets there about 2:08, a little late. We go over to a motorhome, and we sit down. And there was some
neutral ground.
I don't really want to say that in detail. It was neutral ground. Yeah. There was some FUs back and forth, pretty tense at the beginning, and it was apparent who was going to have to. Huh?
You're glossing over this. You said FU?
Yeah, I mean, we were both kind of like, I mean, he just felt that I was attacking his driving ability the whole time. He just kept saying,
I'm sorry. Alexa, write that one down. Okay? We'll have to bleep that. But what? Meow.
But I'm not saying he is or not. But he just, all right. So he just felt like I was attacking him. And I just had to, if I didn't remind him 7 times that he started this and kept subtweeting my stuff, I didn't do it once. So he went from, well, it wasn't about you. You keep making it about your equipment. And I said, Dennis, you literally said the word YOU 9 times in the first 6 tweets to me. So of course it's about me. Don't say it's not about me. Don't say that it's about you having to establish the difference between an elite driver and another driver. That was never what it was about. And then he wanted to kind of backtrack and say, well, it was only because I liked you is why I was messing with you. I don't mess with guys that I don't like. I was like, you don't say the shit that you did, nor text everybody on my team that you're going to crash me if you like me.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they told him, if you're going to premeditate your decision on crashing this guy, we don't have any choice because we already have the evidence that you're going to do it. So he kind of softened his stance on that. And then, we spoke through it like men. I told him what I was taking offense to. And then there was some things that he took offense to, which weren't even textually accurate, because if he goes back and reads what I said, I never made any sort of jabs at his ability nor his character. He just assumed that I did. That's just why, like, he thinks everything is just about him, right? So, and I diffused it enough to where he didn't just completely trash my shit on Sunday afternoon, and he ended up winning the race. But I'm not going over there and playing basketball, nor will I be going over to his little Big Burger and eating any rare cheeseburgers and truffle fries anytime soon. So that's where we stand right now.
Are you saying Denny owns a burger joint? Is that what you're saying?
He owns a little Big Burger over there by Jackson Cornelius.
Boycott it.
I've actually never been, nor will I go. So anybody that listens, don't go eat a little Big Burger.
You are hurting his business, and you talked mad shit about him on here for weeks. And Sirius XM, you did a whole 3 hours on him. Why are you acting like you're not innocent?
I have a question.
Yeah.
If he had not said, I'm going to crash you, and texted that to everybody on your team, would NASCAR have just ignored all of the Twitter stuff, or had somebody already said something to you about it?
They probably would have looked you up. They probably wouldn't have done anything just because, now he must have got tight or something, got into him. Mm-hmm. Because they could see, Joey spun Matt Kenseth out at Kansas or wherever it was, and then Matt turns around and wrecks Joey. So that was an incident on track that led over to the following week, and then Matt blatantly wrecked him on purpose. Mm-hmm. And if there was no evidence that he was going to crash my cars, you can make a case for it that he didn't mean to do it, right? But now that he literally texted everybody on my team that he was going to wreck it, now if he does it at all, we're going to be like, we have the evidence to do it. I mean, I can care less about it, but I care about tearing up equipment, especially taking money out of Archie's pocket, which in turn be taking money out of my pocket as well. So I don't think he handled that one, but I think that he wished that he wouldn't have texted everybody and he would just junk me. I think that's probably, in hindsight, he wished he would have done, because then he feels like he'd have taught me a lesson and I'd have shut my mouth, which I could see that if I was the one who was just picking at him. But that's not been the case. He started it. And now all of a sudden somebody stands up to the schoolyard bully and the fans start getting in my corner. Now he's offended, right? So that's where we're at. And a little bit of rivalry is okay, but there's no rivalry when somebody outruns somebody 34 weeks out of 38 races. That's just what it is. And I've thought about it like this. This is like the jockey of Seabiscuit or Secretariat picking on the jockey that's riding on a freaking 6-month-old cow or a donkey even, right? Like that's what it is, right? And every now and then the jockey riding the donkey can slide in behind him and beat Secretariat. But 98% of the time, Secretariat, no matter what jockey it is going to beat the donkey. That's just how it works. I feel like that's a pretty accurate analogy.
Yeah.
But I'm not his buddy. We're not friends. And the shrug gesture, right? The Conor McGregor tweets after the race, which I don't know if anybody picked up on my tweet after the race. I saw his. I was like, okay, cool there, Conor McGregor. We sucked time tit. We finished 29th because our stuff was looser and shit. And we'll be back ready for Talladega, ready to fight. So I put a gif of Floyd Mayweather, who beat the snot out of Conor McGregor. Didn't mention Dennis. Didn't mention him. But there was a little bit of I acknowledged his tweet. And this week at Talladega, we do have a decent shot of beating him again, hopefully.
Cool story, bro.
Daryl.
I don't know why you don't get it, man. You just don't get it.
Oh, I get it.
No, you don't.
I get it.
You do not get it.
You laid down.
I did not lay down.
You did. You laid down.
Daryl, have you ever heard of the expression, just to be the bigger person?
It's a good point. And here's another good point. Some bridges are for crossing. Others are for burning.
Daryl, I think you've been watching too many Taylor Swift documentaries, because that is the vibe that I'm getting from you, is like, you know?
Yeah, I see it.
Daryl is the Taylor
He
Swift.
sat outside in his Restoration Hardware sun chair at his infinity pool, looking at his little helicopter, and threw stones at your career, at your friends, had the nerve to bother your team owner after hours, and you went and said, well, at least people think I'm a good guy. Oh, heck shucks. I'll shake your hand, Mr. Hamlin. Thanks for not wrecking me. Ugh. I feel gross. I feel gross right now.
That's not how it went. But it's not over, but for now, until Talladega, if I finish in front of them, then I'm going to rehash it back up and I'm going to start retweeting all the stuff the fans say, so don't worry.
You have no problem with how he talked to me, your friend?
You haven't told everybody what he said, Daryl.
I don't want to give him any more attention. I'm asking my friend, do you have a problem with how he talked to me, your friend?
Yes, we do.
Corey, LaJoie.
What?
Did it bother you how he talked to me, your friend?
It bothers me how he handled the whole situation, just because he didn't know he wasn't.
Corey, that's not what I asked you. I'm your friend who has supported you since you were nothing. Nothing. I supported you since you were nothing. I had all the people at Fox make fun of me every time I brought you in to help you promote your little career. Why are you bringing Corey in? Get a real driver in here. No, I think Corey, we got to talk to Corey. Every time I brought you in, defended you in front of all my coworkers. And now here I get attacked personally, and you haven't said nothing. I didn't get a message from you. You didn't say, hey, that was really out of line. I'm sorry that you got dragged into this. Thanks for being a good friend, Daryl.
No, because I wasn't volunteering you to stick up for me. So you were saying things. I'm not asking anybody to fight that fight. I appreciate you doing it. And why are you letting something that he says, like, the guy is a psychopath. For him to just slide into every single person that's tweeted DMs and say he's gonna wreck, and I really hate it, because the guy has everything you could ever want in life, and he still feels the need to fight a Twitter battle. I just don't get it. That he started. Like, that's if I started this thing, it'd be one thing. It just makes no sense to me why he starts a fight and then he acts like he's the one that's getting victimized. It's wild to me.
You see what I mean, Lauren? He still hasn't answered what I asked him. He's still just talking about Denny.
He said he appreciated it, Daryl.
No, he said, I didn't ask you to do any fighting.
He said, yes, but he said that he appreciated what you did.
I stood up for you with all my tweets. I rallied the troops to support you, Shu.
So what do you want me to say, Daryl? Thank you? What do you mean? You want me to buy you a beer, coffee? What do you want?
You think you know a guy, Alexa. You know what I mean? You really think you know a guy. You think you're friends. You think you support each other.
Oh, Daryl. I can't.
Yeah, start calling him Big Shoe. I bet Off Access has to make bigger helmets this year for you, because your gigantic head can't fit in the old size.
Yeah, we had to take some padding out. Yeah, we did.
Anything
we
you'd like
gotta go to break. Let's take a break, because I gotta go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's take a break, sir. Hey, we're back with the Corey LaJoie podcast for another edition. He's out to go do more superstar stuff, so excuse the audio. He's packing it in today. And the year 2020 is the year that everybody wants to talk to Corey LaJoie. Wonder how that happened. Anyways, we're back from the break, and we're going to hear about Corey's opinions on the new number placement, and also the All-Star race is going to have 30,000 fans. And guess what, guys? They've moved it to East Tennessee. Well, actually, Bristol, Virginia, right there on the border. That's right. The Bristol Motor Speedway is going to host the All-Star race. What say you, Corey LaJoie?
I say that was the best news I've seen in a while. Good on Marcus and Bruton and Jerry Caldwell at Bristol to get the race over there. I think it's going to be way more exciting. And it also gives a little bit more incentive for me to try to get the fan vote. Just because I do think, do I think he'll win? Probably not. But we do have a chance to run good in the open. If we can do some stuff with pit strategy, possibly transfer in, that would be really cool. But if not, if Bubba somehow happens to transfer in and wins a stage like he did last year, and I could be in the All-Star voting, that would be really cool. So anybody who's listening, go to NASCAR.com and vote me into the All-Star race.
Yeah, guys, go help Corey.
Daryl.
I'm going to support him like I always have. Because you know why, Lauren?
Because you're a good friend, Daryl.
That's right, Lauren.
You
Thank
are.
you. I'm a good, loyal friend.
You sure are. And I think we would all agree with that.
No, I do not agree with that.
Guys, I don't like it. I don't like it when you're beefing.
Sorry, Lauren. It's what's happening.
It's like daddy and daddy are fighting. I don't like it. Okay.
Well, that's what it is.
I feel used, Lauren. I feel used.
Daryl, you should. This guy, who gives a shit about him? Why do you even care? You shouldn't care.
Well, I do have some exciting news.
Okay, tell us.
I have a new favorite driver in NASCAR.
Oh.
Daniel Suarez is my new favorite driver, and him and I are starting a podcast called Welcome All Amigos. And, we're going to be debuting that on Sirius XM Radio, Channel 90. And I hope you guys will tune in for my new favorite driver and I.
There's not Daniel Suarez is not he's not having a good year. I think that he is one of the guys, as is the other guy we've been talking about a lot in this podcast, who never realized the difference between a car that can win and a car that runs 30th. And Daniel, unfortunately, is learning that the hard way. And I will say this: when we finally, right before we shook hands, and somewhat diffused the situation,
we agreed it up, don't you?
We agreed on this because I was like, Denny, can we agree that I think you want me to agree that I don't know what it's like to race in the front of the pack with guys like Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick. I understand that I don't know what it's like and how hard that is, even when you have a race winning car, because you've said it for 14 times in this meeting. I will acknowledge that I don't know that. But will you please acknowledge that you don't know or have any clue what it's like to race for teams where you just don't have speed and a good day is 25th, and where your parts happen to break every 4 or 5 races, and you're also doing it for about, I don't know, 1/50th of what you're making right now. Can you acknowledge that you don't know about that? And he was like, that's fair. So that's kind of where, okay, we have found common ground. And that's about all I want to talk about that. But yeah.
When you guys get lunch?
Never. We're not getting lunch. We are not friends.
Okay, bro.
When's the next time I'm getting lunch with you, Daryl?
Things have changed, buddy. Things have changed.
Good.
So how do you feel about the numbers being moved on the car? For some reason, people were varying their feelings about this. I think it's good to change cars up. I don't understand why the numbers are just not on the top of the car or the hood, but I guess it's bigger sponsor. I don't know. The hood would be cool, right?
The hood?
Yeah. Just leave the doors for the sponsors and just put the numbers on the hood?
No, I think that'd be kind of corny.
Well, they moved it to the back area and people are losing their minds.
Well, they moved it to in front of the rear tire and they made it a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
They've kind of had a inkling on want to do this for a while now. So they're using the All-Star race to kind of see how that's accepted. I don't think it's going to be accepted well, but the reason being behind it is so they can give, instead of the upper quarter panel placement for sponsors, they're going to put it on the doors, and they feel like the door is going to get better TV viewership to whatever brand on the side of the car, which I don't like it. I'll be straight up with you. I don't like it. I saw the rendering for my car for the All-Star race. I don't like it. It looks like a Hot Wheels car, and also for, I could see for a company that's on the car each and every week, if it's the same one, being a little more prominent. But I think the brand is the number. The brand is the number, and the driver, they kind of is what people pull for. They don't pull for the sponsors.
What number are you again?
Number 1. That's what I am. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's be received well. Dale Jr. talked about it on his podcast a couple weeks ago. Had some good points. I personally think they look like, with them on the quarter panel or the behind the door like that, they look like V8 supercars. In my opinion of V8 supercars is they look too busy. Like there's too many sponsors on them, and you don't even know who's really driving those particular cars. The only way you know who's driving the car, because the sponsors change pretty much every week, is by the number. So if we're making the number smaller, I think it is going to make it harder for the fans to spot the cars. Personally, what do you think about it, Lauren? I know you have a very polarized opinion on this matter.
I don't like it, but I also don't care. So I will say I'm kind of on the other side of that. I feel like maybe not so much like in your situation, but like I associate Kyle Busch with the Eminem, with Eminem. I associate him more with that than I do like with the 18, I think. So I think for some of those, I mean, like when you think of Jimmy Johnson, you think of Lowe's. I mean, as much as Ally might hate to hear that for now, but you always think of Lowe's. So I don't know. I mean, I think it could do something good for the sponsor, but I also think it's a problem with associating it when the numbers were flat in the middle of the car. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Daryl, what do you think?
I think it's awesome. I like change. Change is interesting. Yeah, try it out. And it's not forever. It's just for a race.
Yeah. He said that last night. If you don't like it, wait for the race.
And I like the idea of being at Bristol for the All-Star race. That's fun. That'll be the first time we've had a whole bunch of fans in the stands. 30,000 people. That's going to be great.
It's gonna be really cool. That's what I'm most excited about. I'm really excited about the All-Star race being at Bristol, a short track where you're gonna see beating and banging. But I'm more excited about having fans be back at the racetrack and have some sort of energy in the building. And back to the paint scheme stuff. Why does it have to be regulated by NASCAR? I think they should let the teams design it however they want. Put the number on it wherever they want. If they want on the door, put it on the door. If they want on the hood, put it on the hood. So I think that'd be kind of cool to see a bunch of different cars out there, all crazy looking. I don't know.
Austin Dillon had a baby and named it Ace. Did you send a baby gift, Corey?
I did not yet. I'm gonna get something. We have a cool little baby Bible that we read to Levi about every night. So it's a cool baby gift. And I mean, there's nothing that baby Ace needs that they probably don't already have. So give him something that is probably a little bit unique would be kind of cool. So I'm gonna get him one of those, but don't tell him. Surprise.
Well, there you go. Is there anything else going on in NASCAR that we missed? I feel like the next race coming up is
Talladega.
Yeah, we like this place.
Yeah, I do. I finished, I think 11th and 8th there last year. So pull the belts tight. They got some aero changes a little bit. They took some horsepower away with tapered spacer. They took the nose ducts out, so the cars are not going to close up quite as fast. And they're also putting this like urethane tape on the front bumpers and the back bumpers, so that the cars don't stick to each other when they're pushing. So that should help with the incidents like we saw with Blaney and Ryan on the last lap of the 500. That'll be a little bit less prone to happen. Now there's still going to be the big ones, and there's still going to be cars that wreck, but hopefully, I damn sure hope what happened at Daytona doesn't happen in any context at Talladega.
Well, okay.
We could talk about the amount of weight drivers lost this past week, because they talked about it a lot on TV, but I can't begin to tell you how hard this week was physically. I posted on Twitter yesterday that the beginning of Sunday last week I weighed 195 pounds. I went after Atlanta and got an IV bag, raced Martinsville, and that Martinsville was probably the hardest race I've ever ran in my life, with the time of it and how hot the cars were, especially with having the right side of windows in. I went and got another IV bag on Thursday, and then I raced Homestead on Sunday, and when I weighed myself Monday morning, I lost 15 pounds.
I need to drive a race car. That'd be good.
Be my guest. I mean, it's so hot in these cars now, and when you're burning between 2,500 and 4,000 calories a race, it's hard to just put that fluid back in your body. And Bowman texted me. He said he lost 15 pounds just after Martinsville. And anybody that is wondering, 15 pounds of water is over 2 gallons. So that's a lot. I mean, imagine drinking 2 gallons. That's a lot of water to sweat out of your body. So I'm glad midweek races are done, but it's still going to be hot at Talladega. It's still going to be hot in Texas and everywhere else we go, but at least we're only doing it once a week.
Well said.
Daryl.
Oh, what do you want me to do? I'm trying to be supportive. I don't know. Where are you headed, Corey?
Huh?
Where are you headed right now?
I'm headed to the racetrack, to PRN Studios.
What you doing there?
Well, the MRN or Sirius does their recording there. So I don't know why they keep calling me back. This is my 3rd week in a row. I've been doing it from 11 to 1, filling in for Larry Mack. But I'm having some fun with it. Maybe I can try to get Sunday money, or maybe just Lauren on Sirius XM Channel 90 one day.
That's probably what you should do. Did you fill in last year? Did they have you on Sirius XM?
I only did it once last year, so they're using me up pretty good. I have fun with it. I have fun engaging with the callers, like the same 4 callers every episode, every time. But it's really no different than what we're doing here. And hopefully more people listen to our podcast than Sirius. But it's relatively the same stuff. Daniel Trotta's really good. Knows a lot about the sport as well, so it's fun.
That's awesome, dude. That's a great opportunity for you.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you're just being a or not.
He is.
No, I decided I'm gonna embrace the King of Nice, Mr. Corey LaJoie, the King of Nice. I'm into it.
All right, that's good. Thanks, Darren.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna stay fired up, but now I realize, nope, we're gonna just be nice, because why not?
Well, speak for yourself. I'm not a fan for that, but
you might have to edit that part out, Alexa.
What is happening? Oh.
You know exactly what's happening. I'm not over it.
I'm not over it. I'm not letting it go. But he literally let me say it like this. There's not one week where his operation should beat mine. So if I hold on to this, what some would be considered a grudge of some sort, which it's not, then I look like the one that I'm either jealous or whatever you wanted to call it, which I'm not. I'm standing up to myself. I doubt he's going to subtweet on my stuff anymore because he knows that I'm not going to back down. But when it comes to bleeding over from a Twitter beef and some personal shots back and forth, when he was just going to blatantly wreck my shit, that's when somebody else has got to step in line.
Is Kelly happy that this is all simmered down?
Yeah. Kelly and my mom both are pretty happy it was, but you know, if I felt like I needed to stand up for myself more, I would. But I felt like, you know, you got to be a little bit more PC on TV, like I was in my interview. Like, if I, you know, the fans only know Denny by what they see on TV for 3 hours on Sunday, right? And if I keep beating the drum and I try to tell people this story or whatever, it's futile. It's over. It's not over, but it doesn't make sense for me to keep holding on to it. I'm going to stick up for myself. I'm going to keep doing a good job in my car, and whatever happens, happens. But if I was in a position where I could race for them every week, then I probably would be a little more apt to hold on to it. But right now,
I'm going to be like Ryan Newman's brother. I'm going to be the hardest to pass on the track. When he comes by, just wait and see, blah, 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 blah.
I tried to be, but he was about a second and a half faster than I was this weekend, so it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to try to hold him up.
Lauren, did you see how fast after he pitted, how fast it took him to get to the front of the field again?
No, I didn't. I don't.
It was like Lightning McQueen. And
yeah,
Chase,
they were really good.
Chase Elliott drove his tail off, man.
Oh, I love the Joey Chase beef. Obviously, Joey's still a little salty from Chase taking that Bristol went away from him, so he held Chase up enough to where Denny was able to get around him.
You think that was intentional?
Absolutely, was it intentional? For sure. You know, and Joey was just fast enough. He got some damage on pit road early in the race that hurt his performance. So he was kind of limping around, but when Chase came around to lap him, Joey made it really hard on him, and Denny was able to catch him and pass him. So that's an interesting feud I think we should keep an eye on.
Actually, sorry, I hate to interrupt you. They actually met at a coffee shop and shook hands an hour after the race, so that one's actually over now too.
All right, that's good. I'm glad they hashed it out.
Daryl, it's not good to live with holding resentment in your heart.
In sports, it is.
No, it's not. It's not good for your mental health.
Not if he's going to intentionally wreck him. Like, that's going to cause more problems for Corey in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. He's going to not be able to get anything done because his phone's going to be ringing off the hook 10 times what it was this last week. People wrote articles about it. I listened to a whole podcast about the Corey-Denny beef. Did you hear that one, Corey? There was a whole podcast dedicated to it. SiriusXM wants him on. Jeff Gordon's talking to him during the rain delay. I don't see how it hurt his career, but maybe I'm just not seeing it properly.
If I get my shit wrecked, it hurts my career more so than it helps it. You might not think so, but it does, because I only have
all of 2016.
I only have about six cars that aren't 10 years old. So if I get one wrecked, then I only have 5 cars that aren't like 10 years old. So I need to take care of my stuff, because then, you know, the other guy just gets a brand new bullet every week. So that if it bleeds over onto the track, that's a battle that I will never win, right? So I might as well just try to take my lumps from the couple fans on Twitter that have no clue, you know, what the argument's even about, and keep on ticking. So I did want to talk about, though, the video, the audio and in-car from Tyler Reddick's car that I sent you guys in the group chat, because that was funny. So Tyler had a damn good day, was wheeling the RCR car better than it's been wheeled in a long time. And we all know Tyler can get around Homestead really well. Was running 4th, and Derek Neal and his spotter coming off 4th. Hey, 1 to go here. Good job. So Tyler crosses our finish line thinking that the race is over. So he goes on he goes on the normal driver dial, monologue after the race. Hey, Randall, great car, great pit stops in the race. and he lifts and he's coasting around. And since he had the button keyed up and he's just talking, thanks, Richard. Thanks for the opportunity. It's great. Love Homestead so much. And the spotter and the crew chief are yelling at him, go! Go! It's the last lap. So he finally realized when he takes his finger off the button that people are still going. And he floors it. And luckily he was in front of the fifth place guy enough. He didn't lose a position, but Mark Martin's notorious for losing a bush race back in the day for doing that. And that was the first time we've seen that in a long time, so I wanted to talk about it.
Why is Tyler running so good compared to other people that have been at that team?
Well, I mean, Austin finished 7th or 8th, right? So RCR obviously had a good package for there at Homestead. I do think that they're turning it around a little bit. But Tyler also, I mean, he is really, really good at Homestead. He's won the last 2 Xfinity Series championships by running there. So that's no surprise to see Tyler Reddick run good. But, I think RCR is turning around. They got some good equipment going to the racetrack, and Tyler can also smash the gas pretty good.
All right. Well, Sunday Money edition. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Corey's got to go blow sunshine onto the airwaves, and we're excited to tune in and listen to you on, is it Off Track, is it called? Off Track?
I don't know what it's called. I just get on here and talk.
Corey's going to go promote himself. Mr. Nice Guy will be on the airwaves from 11 to 1 if you guys are interested. And listen, we will be back next week, I think, right? We hope.
Yeah, but you guys, we didn't choose a clutch performer of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Denny Hamlin for extending the olive branch. That was the way to go. He shook Corey's hand and ended the feud. And I think that takes a real man to, let him help all week and then apologize on Sunday.
Agreed. Agreed. Daryl, tell us where you can buy clutch.
What's up? What's up there, Brad Gilly?
Y'all have fun.
Corey, you can go. We're doing the important part, the part that makes you money.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, there's Brad Gilly. We're doing the podcast. Wave at everybody. You gotta say something. They can't.
Oh, what's up? How's it going?
Go.
I thought you were talking to them.
No, I was talking to you.
Hey, Brad.
Daryl.
And there's my Sirius XM crew. This is my podcast crew.
Look, I kept your headphones fresh and clean. I use the other ones.
Did you wipe them down for COVID?
Huh?
Did you wipe them down for COVID?
What? I didn't say nothing.
All right.
All right, bye, Corey.
Hey, thanks. I got so many people talking to my head's going to explode. There's so many.
Real proud of you, Corey. Real proud of you. Keep going. Keep being great.
Thanks, Daryl. Daryl, say hey to Danielle, your best friend.
Hi, Danielle.
Yeah, she said Corey's busy. He's got to go. I love you guys. Well, Lauren, not so much Daryl today, but
Corey, go have a good day and go f*** yourself.
Thanks, Daryl. Thanks. That's a great.
I still have to do the reads, Corey, so let us go because we have to promote the reads.
All right. So I got to go here. So
I'll take your paycheck this week for the podcast.
All right, Corey.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Mm-hmm.
Go for yourself, Daryl.
Who do we want for the clutch performer of the week, Lauren? We'll do Corey's job since he's so busy.
Bye.
Bye, Corey. Go.
Daryl. Oh
What?
my God.
You laughed more in this episode, and so did Alexis. So I don't want to hear it.
Comfortably. I'm uncomfortable. I don't like conflict, Daryl.
You work in sports.
I don't like friendly conflict.
It's not friendly. I'm over that.
Well, that's a shame. He should not affect you. Guys, we have to finish this podcast stuff, though.
Who do you want for the clutch performer of the week?
I don't know.
I vote Tyler Reddick.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick is our clutch performer of the week. He ran a great race and even added a little entertainment as soon as it finished, which, bless his heart, it was pretty funny. But the Clutch Performer of the Week is brought to you by Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina. And you can order Clutch coffee beans online and have them shipped directly to you. Just go to clutchcoffeebar.com. Congratulations to Tyler Reddick, the Clutch Performer of the Week.
That's right. And we can't forget about O'Reilly. I mean,
you read it? You got this one?
Yeah, hold on. I'm looking for it in my text messages. But yeah, I got it. You got it, Daryl?
Yeah. You want me to read it?
Yeah, you go. Oh, wait, I found it.
It's O Rewards Bonus Points Month. It's O Rewards Bonus Points Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Stop in today for store-wide savings, plus earn double O Rewards points on all sale items like wiper blades, motor oil, tools, accessories, and more. If you're not an O Rewards member yet, sign up today online or in-store, and you can take advantage of Bonus Points Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. It's fast, easy, and free, but hurry. Double points are only available for a limited time. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Hey.
Hi, Poppy.
Poppy, your Uncle Daryl is salty.
No, I'm not. You should be too.
I'm not sure we're on the same side of history with this one, Daryl.
What was the point of being on his side for 2 weeks to have him just be like, Archie told me to calm down, so I have to calm down?
I think this is a great time to end the podcast. Daryl, was there any good reviews that we had?
Wait, we're not using that last part, are we?
Well, we're still doing the podcast.
No, you have your baby. I thought we were done.
No.
Oh, we're still podcasting?
Yeah. Yeah, we have to you know?
All the good reviews are about Denny, but we're not talking about that anymore.
No. Agreed.
Let's see if there's not, I'll just check and see if there's a non-Denny one, but a lot of people weighing in on last week's events, but we have moved on. So, here's one. Started listening to the podcast last year and just wanted to say it's the best NASCAR podcast. Coming from a racing family myself, I can relate to Corey and his struggle to make it to the top division. Keep it up, Corey. I hope to see you in the 48 next year. That's from Tim K 98. The next one's about Denny. The next one's about, well, we can read this one. Newbind. I love the broadcast. Way to stand up for yourself, Corey. Yeah. You didn't call him names or bully him back, just stacking pennies, my friend. Whoever runs that Joe Gibbs Twitter account should be ashamed of themselves for calling Corey out. Good grief. Next one's about a rivalry in Denny. Next one's about Denny. Next one's about Denny. Next one's about Denny. Those are all. So thank you all for all the 5-star reviews. Starting next week, we're going to do the positive podcast. So just make sure you tune in because it's going to be a feel-good one. Sorry for the negativity. I just got in my feelings this week.
Okay, Daryl, we understand. Thanks to everybody for listening to this podcast. If you're even still listening, thanks to all of our sponsors like Hercules Tires. Don't forget to nominate somebody for a free set of tires who is a community hero, aka me, or this is a disaster.
Come on, Lauren, you got this.
And O'Reilly and Clutch Coffee. That's great. Talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Woo.